Does life not seem to fly by? You wake up with a to-do list 1 minute and find yourself slumped into bed, wondering where the day went. The daily grind, meetings, emails, errands, can make us feel as though we are perpetually catching up. It's easy to overlook simply being in the thick of all that tumult. But mindfulness provides a means for us to re-enter the present, slow down, and really see what is happening inside and around us. And the nicest thing is that our mental and physical health suffer far less if we practice mindfulness. I remember the first time I truly experienced mindfulness, even though I didn't realize it at the time. I sat by the sea, watching the waves come in and go out. I had no tasks to complete and no place to be. I didn't focus on the future or dwell on the past. Simply there in the present, I felt the warm sun on my face and listened to the comforting beat of the river. I was not rushing for the first time in what seemed like eternity. Mindfulness is about the sense of calm, of being totally present. Fundamentally, mindfulness is the habit of non-judgmentally focusing on the present moment. It's about recognizing without trying to change your ideas, feelings, body, environment, or posture. Sounds simple, correct? Still, in our hectic environment, mindfulness can seem like a lost ability. We are so used to thinking ahead and multitasking that remaining present seems almost strange. Unquestionably, though, there are advantages to doing this. Through mindfulness, we are providing ourselves with a much-needed respite from the continuous stream of ideas that typically permeates our consciousness. Consider our minds to be a crowded highway with cars or ideas zipping by incessantly. The rest station on that road is mindfulness, where you might stop, inhale, and simply observe the traffic pass without feeling compelled to pursue every idea. Being present during this pause could significantly lower our stress levels. Mindful people stop feeding the loop of fear and concern. We learn to observe instead of becoming engrossed in our worries. This shows that stress loses some of its power over us. We can admit that we feel stressed, but let it not rule us. It makes perfect sense that mindfulness lowers anxiety and depression. When we stop living in the future, where anxieties about what might happen rule, or the past, where regrets and what-ifs reside, we create room for peace. We allow ourselves to just be. We give our brains a vacation from obsessing. This exercise retrains our brains over time and generates new habits of thought that result in greater calm and well-being. However, our benefits extend beyond our mental well-being. Additionally, our physical condition is improving. As we know, stress can wreak havoc on the body. It increases blood pressure, compromises immune system function, and fuels chronic illnesses, including diabetes and heart disease. Mindfulness lowers stress so that our bodies may repair. Regular mindfulness practitioners had reduced levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, according to research, which translates into less inflammation and an improved immune system. Stated differently, mindfulness helps you physically get healthier rather than only improve your emotional state. For example, consider cardiac health. Studies have demonstrated that mindfulness enhances cardiovascular health and lowers blood pressure. Our bodies enter fight or flight mode under stress, releasing chemicals that tax the heart especially. But mindfulness helps us remain cool, therefore lessening the need for our bodies to produce those stress hormones. The heart does not have to work as hard, which improves long-term health. Mindfulness also alters our perception of pain. Particularly chronic pain can be debilitating, consuming our lives, and rendering even basic chores impossible. Natural resistance to pain is to push it away, ignore it, or catastrophize. Still, mindfulness asks us to approach suffering differently. We see it, rather than tensing and battling against it. We let ourselves experience the suffering, free from additional layers of anxiety or frustration. This change of perspective helps to lessen the emotional anguish that sometimes accompany physical discomfort, thereby facilitating its management. It's important to consider how mindfulness can enhance the small pleasures of life. When we are present, we see things we might otherwise ignore. The flavor of a ripe strawberry, the touch of the sun on our skin, the sound of leaves rustling in the breeze. Once really observed, these little events become rich and full. They help us ground ourselves in the present and inspire us to see the beauty in the everyday. Practicing mindfulness over time helps us develop thanks and appreciation for the small pleasures of life, which increases our general enjoyment. The way mindfulness guides us to be with our emotions free from control is among its most potent features. When we're angry, frustrated, or depressed in life, we often act impulsively. But mindfulness opens room between the feeling and the response. It allows us to stop, identify what we are feeling, and respond carefully rather than out of habit. This is appreciating emotions without allowing them to control our behavior, without denying or discounting them. This talent not only gives tranquility, but also emotional resilience. That is, the capacity to more readily bounce back from difficulties. The best thing is that mindfulness doesn't call for you to set out hours of daily time. You don't need to spend hours in silence or attend a meditation retreat to reap the benefits. One can practice mindfulness right now, anywhere. As you sip your morning coffee, pay attention to the warmth of the cup in your hands, the aroma, and the taste on your tongue. With every stride, you can be conscious and focus on the sensation of your feet on the ground. Even in a conversation, you can be attentive and really listen to the person in front of you rather than planning your next comment. Little mindfulness moments pile up, and over time they cause significant changes. The more we practice, the more we equip our brains to remain present, to react coolly to stress, and to relish the small pleasures of life. And as we develop greater awareness, we not only feel better emotionally, but also start to get physically healthier. In turn, this affects every aspect of our life. Thus, keep in mind that you have the ability to slow down life, even if it seems to be running too quickly. Breathe deeply, look around you, and pay attention to the here and now. There you will find healing, calm, and a kind of wellness that transcends mere physicality. This is the secret. Mindfulness has always been there, waiting for you to notice.